Here's a truck I've had for a little while now. I picked this up off of Craigslist. No, I think it was maybe OfferUp actually. I kind of forgot about it. And this is a 73 Chevy, and it does look like crap, but it runs really good, and the price was right. It's supposed to have a big block in it. It was supposed to have a 454, and that's what the guy even said. And he brought it out to me. He drove this thing for a good hour on the freeway, maybe an hour and a half. And this is like a tribute to these old Chevys made in America, because this has the 350 engine, and it's literally beat to living hell. The guy before this, he bought it from a guy who said and swears it has 1 million miles on it, and I couldn't believe it. And the kid I got it from was a skater, but before, this is a scrap company right here. So I think the guy was using it as a scrap metal truck. This is the original tailgate. Look at this thing, how beat. You can't even really tell. The whole truck has been rode hard and put away wet. It's literally completely thrashed. So it might actually have 1 million miles on it. But starts right up. The guy drove it an hour on the freeway. I left the fuel pump running, so I have this little charger on here, hoping it will give the battery something. But it hasn't been sunny. But it has, and the guy told me it has a brand new battery too, which is ironic. But this thing is so crazy. It's like how a Chevy is not going to quit. This is the example. Like, look at everything. And this thing has a painless wiring kit. So this is all painless. But look how, and this is after I cleaned it up. This is clean. This wiring is clean. This is no joke. This is from, I wish I took the video yesterday, but even though I'm in California, it rained yesterday, so I had to stop. And dude, there's wires these were all useless wires, and I sure shit washed away in the rain, because I was just taking out all those hoses and wires that were just floating in here. Just chilling. Anyways, the guy was asking $1,500, and I convinced him to deliver it, because if it's a big block, it's a good deal for a 1973. This was the first year of air conditioning. It's just a desirable truck. And it comes, there's no air conditioning, which I already knew it wasn't hooked up, because you could see. Oh no, I didn't, because there was no, there was only one picture. Yeah, that's what it was. So it comes, there's no air conditioning. It doesn't have a big block. It has a small block. It sounds really good. It has an upgraded aluminum radiator, but I ended up going down to $650, which is insane cheap. And that's with current registration. That was still good for 7 months, which is a huge deal in California, because it costs a lot of money. And a real pink slip. A lot of people, they like lose pink slips to these old cars, but this thing starts right up, sounds like a beast, runs great, has a 400 transmission, has a, what is it, a 14 bolt rear end with like 10 leaf springs. It has crazy suspension. Oh, the rims are old school American racing rims. These would polish up, they're aluminum. It's got like 10 leaf springs and a coil spring. It's ridiculous. I think it really is 10, I counted them, it's psychotic. The big old 14 bolt with a sway bar in the back. New tailgate, new tail lights. And it even has rust, which is rare for California, just because it was beat so hard. Oh, came with an extra starter. Came with another battery that was like 4 years old. I ended up putting it in my Infiniti. Look at the tail lights. This truck was just so beat. This is like the Chevy from America, just living forever. Oh, look at the door handle. See that? That's how it latches. I forgot all about that. And it doesn't look new. It looks like this has been this way forever. There's no window. There's no side window. And this is rotten from no window, and it looks like it's been this way for years. Also, the ignition is in here now. It was hanging on the ground, just sitting there. This is even crazier. The fuel pump. This is how you turn the fuel pump on. This is why I forgot and killed the battery. That's the fuel pump. I haven't started up in a while. Let's see if she goes. The battery was so dead. Usually you don't have to. That battery is barely going. But it starts right up. You actually really don't even have to pump the gas. But if the battery's fresh, it'll crank right up. The power steering was bone dry. I thought it was fried. Power steering's perfect. Doesn't need anything to go into gear. The brakes are amazing. This has the power boost on it, which is like for towing. Okay, here you go. Old, made in the USA. Look at this. 50 oil pressure at idle. Over 50. For an old, tired small block. Supposedly the small block's 60 over. I don't know. But look at that. Made in the USA when stuff was still made crazy. Look at this thing. This thing has been beat. It has a different motor in it. Look at the floor. But the truck won't give up. It's still alive. Ooh, the seatbelt still works. Imagine it. And the guy said it had 1,000,000 miles. I believe it. It probably does. It came with a streamlight. This is not, I'm not even playing. I forgot all about this. This was in here too. And it still works. I don't have a charger for it. I'm probably going to give it to my friend. Still cold. Oh, dude. I got to open it from the other side. This is insane. It came with so many parts, and $650. The guy didn't want to take it home. These are huge, like 50-foot amp cables. I probably won't use them. These headers were in here. They're brand new. Spark plug wires, which I'm sure he knew it needed. There was a huge arc on one of those. I'm surprised it didn't catch on fire. Newer valve covers, which I'm not going to put on. 2 sets of header gaskets, which is real nice for small block people. A Holly red fuel pump that is brand new. And this trans filter kit, automatic trans filter kit, which it doesn't even need because this truck has a trans shift kit. It shifts so smooth and so fast. And this awesome ice chest. I actually like the ice chest. But anyways, that all came in it. The box came with it. There's like some carpet in there. I got a great deal on it, but this thing should be in a museum somewhere. Just still sounding good. Doesn't even need, you can just throw it in gear. Listen to this thing. Perfect idle. Hasn't been ran in about a week. This thing is just beat in every way. Look at the tires on this thing. Talk about road hard and put away wet. The guy drove it on the freeway, and he works for Metro. He's like a freeway worker. Look at this wire just hanging out of here. Oh, look at this. Remember I said stuff probably washed away? These are, look how big this piece is too. This is a bushing from the sway bar. Everything, it probably literally has 1,000,000 miles because everything's so gone. This bushing, where did it go? Oh, it went right there. This was in there. They were all gone. Look at the oil in this thing. 400 trans, and the motor's quiet. It's got a little exhaust leak on this side. Right out the car, he brought it here just like this. The thing won't give up. Just Chevy status, the small block, the 350, the golden engine. The fuel pump is literally powered by a switch. And it's like he got real stuff. He paid, what is a painless wiring kit? Probably like 500 bucks. The weirdest thing is, I thought it wasn't, but it says painless on the wires because the key they give you is so, it looks so chintzy and cheap. I was like, man, it should be a decent key, right? Like, man, you're gonna, so this, I just JB welded and super glued that on there. Like 2-3 days ago, it's been raining. That's what the super glue was for. Oh, it's right there. It was sitting here, it must have fallen. The only thing is the belt squeaks. I can't get the belt to stop squeaking at high RPM. Sounds pretty good for an old bitch. Sounds pretty good. Look at how deep this thing is. I'm telling you, this should be in a museum. Praise to the original USA made Chevy. Hey, if any CEOs out there, I'll trade it for a brand new diesel. I'll definitely trade it for a brand new diesel. Look at this thing. This thing is a fucking amazing. The back window's in mint condition. It's all clean. Oh, it had a snap-on thing at one point. Oh, back here. Look at this. On the other side, there's a fire extinguisher, which is, thank God it came with it, because that fuel leak, he literally gives me a fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher right here. This was in here too. Beats, but I don't have a way to play it. Look at this. This is crazy. The original owner's manual, this is even more insane. It's a 73. This is the sales receipt from the dealer, and this was in here. So it's like, even though the truck looks hardcore and like kind of like a mess, someone must have liked it to save this over the years. Look at that. 1973. This is the Santa Fe Springs, California Delco Energizer. It says what kind of battery it was. Insane. And that was in there. Then like a rig. It has like a dab rig in here. It's California. Everyone smokes here. There's even one in the back. It's insane. Employees only. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that stuff, so I'm just gonna give it away if the person wants it. But the AC is not hooked up. Just sounds great. 4 different kinds of tires. The car has so much character and so much originality to it. And as you can see, it runs like a beast. This thing is insane. And once it's chilling every time, just like fucking... And I know better, but you gotta, it didn't want to start without pedaling it. Usually every time it starts, it must know it's on video. It's camera shy. But I got such a good fucking deal out of this thing. I'm sorry to cuss, I get so excited and I don't use it in that way, profane. Look at this, the ignition doesn't do anything. The key doesn't work. There's no key for it. That's what I forgot to mention. There's no key for the doors. That door does work, but there's no side glass. This door works, but it's this thing to lock it. It's a psychotic setup. The original camper special. Gotta remember to turn off the fuel pump. This is insane, you can hear it. Turn it off. The gas leak slows down sometimes. I think it stopped. You guys said it had a Corvette 327 in it. I'm sure it's a 350. It's so dirty. But it has a, yeah, it has this with an oil cooler and a new transmission cooler up here. And a new aluminum radiator. $650 delivered. Painless wiring kit. The battery needs to be charged, obviously. I'm surprised it started the first time. But it's still working. I'll throw it on the charger tonight. This thing is so cool, just that old ass sticker. This is back in the day. The truck is almost dead, but not yet. It's still running great. Sounds great. If you heard it going down the street, you're gonna think it's a Mustang or a Corvette or a old muscle car, Nova or a Chevelle or something. American racing. And they used to have twin tanks at some time. This toggle is still here. Oh, and it's always stuck at 3/4 tank. It's awesome. This is the best. None of the gauges work. It's always at 3/4 tank, so you can never run out of gas. Yeah, the ignition worked good. Well, let's see if I can do it one-handed. Probably going to be difficult. It's very tight, actually. There we go. Doesn't really mount up. That's how the guy had it probably for years. The hood's tacoed, so if you close it wrong, it'll just bend right there.